I think one of the things that we had in mind a little bit when we were leaving school was to experiment with another kind of type of practice where, two young people living out of school right away establish their practice, and not to say that we are capable of doing projects on our own, but would it be possible for us to work together because we enjoy that? And can you find some way to collaborate with bigger firms, or be even hired by bigger firms and kind of gain our experience that way while maintaining our collaboration, which we thought was really exciting.
One of the things that we are still developing, but we're really excited about, is a methodology of research that we call flash research. And those are projects that within a budget of $1,000, within a timeline of 3 months, aim to test out some architectural hypothesis by building something in full scale and functioning. And those are the 3 projects that we emphasized in our lecture here.
So the first concept that we actually, I guess, start the research by asking a question. And the first question that we asked when we first got together was, can architecture respond to you? Can architecture respond to human beings? And we didn't quite have what to do with the question, but we kind of started exploring a lot of possibilities, and that question led up to become the Living Glass project, which is a responsive, kinetic, thin surface that responds to the presence of people and opens up the gills to kind of let the air flow into the room, and which also is very thin and flexible and transparent and silent, which are all very different from previous research or experiments done in the field of kinetic architecture.
The questions are devised in part to explore things that have been interests of ours personally, and also things that we think it's a good sign if we come up with a question in our brainstorming that we're not sure the field has come to a good answer for.
Right.
And so another one of our questions that began our third flash research project was, what if good architecture, kind of in quotes, meaning the kind that's that shows up in architecture magazines, or that's taught in schools, or that wins Pritzker prizes. So just like this field of what's really good architecture. What if good architecture and bottom line development were the same thing? And I think one thing that helps the question pass the test and allows it to be the starting point for research is if we really want to know the answer ourselves. I mean, and if we're not sure.
So the question that we began with for this project was, what if good architecture, like David explained, good architecture and bottom line developments were the same thing? And from the beginning, I think one of the things that we did, which was very important, was to get into the material exploration from the very beginning. So within the first couple of weeks, we kind of did some testing, and we kind of early on honed in to use the plywood as a material, thin plywood. And in the end, this became a framing system that's collapsible, easy to transport, and that could be easily assembled by 2 non-specialist workers with only 2 tools in an hour or so.
One of the things that we emphasize in this kind of research is that the project is open-ended, that it's a 3-month project, that it's a small budget, and it's more of a beginning than an end. It suggests certain answers, and like Soo-in is saying, it proves a concept, but we very much think of it as part of a larger network of research by us in the future or by other people, and even the starting point is related to work that other people have done in the past. I think it's a thrilling time to be part of the field of architecture, and I think something that's exciting that's probably been certainly been brewing for more than 10 years has been the collaboration between architecture and other disciplines. But I think there's certainly some interesting opportunities for that kind of work now, and I think that's been exciting to us. And in our own, again, in our own research projects, that's been something that's been very important to us, is to collaborate with people from other fields.
We had this conversation a while ago where David brought up the point that probably architecture is enjoying the most popularity these days, at least of the times that I've known architecture or I've been interested in architecture. So, I mean, I think that's at least a good sign, and it's an exciting time to be in the field of architecture also because of that.